What's poppin', homies? It's your favorite homegirl, Gossip Girl, and tonight I just want to do a different type of video to end the night. Now, there are two songs. Well, one song caused some controversy, and the record company ended up sending her things and basically cut ties with her because of the song. But another song that came out in the 80s did pretty well, and there was no backlash from it. So how can something that come out in 1985, let's say, and something that come out in 2000 be treated so differently? And for those of you who want to know what I'm talking about Barbara Mason and Monifah. They both had songs that was like, that lit the airwaves up, okay? Monifah's song called I Can Tell, and Barbara Mason's song, Another Man. Now, that's back in the 80s. Another man was beating my time. Another man is loving mine. Let me tell you something. In New York City, in Brooklyn, that song was on the radio nonstop. People was dancing to it. It had a nice deep beat to it. Barbara Mason's voice delivered on the track. She told a story. Just like how Monifah told a story with this song. Monifah has a beautiful voice, and that song she was called I Can Tell also told a story. So let's go ahead and compare the two. Let's talk about Barbara Mason. All right, now Barbara Mason, this song was released in 1984 on the album called Tied Up. All right. Now it starts out saying, do you remember when I said she's got the papers and I've got the man? But the man that she had that I took from her is not the man child that we thought he was at all. Caught in the middle, I don't know what to do. What can you do when your man is untrue? There's another man. Oh, baby, in my life. Listen, I live for this song. He looked very normal. Till I opened my eyes. The man I love and married loves another guy. There's another man. Another man in my life. Another man is beating my time. Another man is loving mine. Now, that right there, she's telling you that this man was married to somebody else. She took him from that woman, thinking she had something, baby. And neither one of them had him because he had the other man out there. So she thought she did something by taking this man from his woman. And this man wasn't what she thought he was. This man was living a double life. All right? And that's what she meant by another man is beating my time, because another man was loving her man. Okay? And that song, it's like everybody to this day still love that song. But she did not get any backlash from it, from not what I heard. Okay? She didn't get any backlash from it. And she told a story. And to this day, this song is loved. The beat, I mean, I could listen to that song all day because it just puts me back in a time that I remember. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's talk about Monifah. Now, Monifah, you know, when she came through, dropped some awesome songs, awesome records. You know, she was climbing the top. You know, she was at the top of her game. Now, this song was released in 2000 on her home album. All right. The same genre as Barbara Mason, R&B soul. Okay. Now here she goes. This is her lyrics to I Can Tell. And it's about a guy who's down low. All right. He's got a child. He got a woman. He had a woman. But down low, he's seeing a man. Now, in the 2000s, it was a lot of people, a lot of men on the down low. Okay? It was movies made about it. There were people that I saw in the hood that was all thugged out. You know what I'm saying? Tim's on, hats in the back, just acting mad masculine and mad thugged out. But baby, they was down in the village. Okay? With their other friends. I'm just going to say that. So when that song came out and I listened to it, I was like, Monifah, you exposing the down lows. Okay, girl. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think the record company that she was with at the time was going to take offense to it. Because at the end of the video, and if you have not seen the video, you should. At the end of the video, when she had done the video for it, Omari Hardrick was in the bed waiting for the guy to come in. You know, he played the guy's partner, but they had cut that out. But she was telling a story about she can tell. Okay, she can tell. So here's some of the lyrics here. It says, I can tell when you guys are all the same. I can tell when you're playing games. I can tell what kind of guy you are. I can tell it. I can tell it. I can tell what you really want. I can tell where it's all a front. Gotta know before I go too far. I can tell it. I can tell it. Okay. Would you raise your hand? Would you raise your voice? Do you act brand new in front of your boys? Did you finish school or did you drop out? Have you opened up a bank account? Because if I hang out at the weekend, at the end of the week, do I detect a jealous streak? Do you go for self or you aim to please? Because I can tell from what I can see. Boy, I can see what you're trying to conceal. And boy, I can tell when you're keeping it real. If I'm going to love you, I got to see straight to your heart. So, you know, she said, I could tell by the way you walk. I can tell by the way you talk. It just goes on and on and on. And this song was, you know, just saying, I can tell. And when she did the video for it, I didn't see anything wrong with the video because it told a story. But for some reason, that time, the record company took it a little bit too hard. Now, why did they take it so hard? Was somebody, you know, in that record company on the down low and was like, she's trying to expose? They took it, you know, serious and more than what it was. I just saw it was a song that Monifah was singing about I can tell, okay? And she's telling a story about a guy that she can tell what his lifestyle is, okay? He's not really for the girls, but he's for the guys. You know, and it's like she's having a conversation. She's asking questions because she can tell, okay, what he's trying to conceal. And I just don't understand how two different songs, basically about the same thing, one could get so much backlash and the other one didn't, okay? Barbara Mason, her song came out in 1984. And not everybody was coming out that time, you know. But it was interesting to hear a song like this. Like, why? She's talking about being with a guy and her old man is with another man. Oh my God. That's vintage gossip, baby. That's vintage gossip. That's something to gossip about. But it's a conversation because guess what? That stuff happens. That's some real stuff. That stuff happens in real life. But here we have Monifah basically telling the same story. Well, you know, the updated version. And the video is awesome. The storytelling is great. The ending is fine. But the record company had a problem with it. Why do you think that's so? Now, she said when she did Unsung on TV One, she said that when that song came out, they had changed the ending. But when they did the video for it and everything, the company that she was with sent her boxes of her stuff. Like they cut ties with her because of that song. I'm thinking they were finding a way to cut ties with her anyway, for whatever reason. But this song, they blamed it on a song. Because there's no way a song is going to cause this much ruckus. Do you know how much? Let me tell you something. I may be showing my age here, but Millie Jackson, okay? Millie Jackson, oh baby, she was raunchy. She was raunchy. And she didn't care. But you know what? Adults loved her music. Now, My mom would never put her music on when I was awake. She always wait till I go to bed. But before I go to sleep, I will hear Miss Millie Jackson talking her stuff, honey. Talking her stuff. And as I got older, I listened to Millie Jackson. I was like, aha, I see why my mother didn't want me to listen to this. But those songs were for adults. You know, I didn't hear anything about her getting banned at all, right? So why Monifah? Why was Monifah, you know, in the year 2000 getting backlash from the record company for that song? It could have been some other things going on, and they took the opportunity to use this song against her. But stuff like this been coming out for years. Just like when people say, okay, Lil' Kim was like raunchy and all that kind of stuff. Yes, Lil' Kim was raunchy and she would say some things. But baby, listen, that's nothing new under the sun. Because like I said, Millie Jackson was doing it, and people before her was doing it in the 1930s. Okay? Because what's her name? I forget. She was like, if you lick my, you know what, and I suck your new one. It's like y'all know what I'm talking about. For the 1930s, this stuff ain't nothing new. It just delivered at a different era by a different person. Raunchy is raunchy. We are not the first people to be raunchy, and we didn't show up, it'll be the last. Okay? But I just find that very interesting that two songs that is kind of similar, one gets backlash in a later time than the earlier one. You would think the earlier one would get some backlash because people was not ready for that. But it just seems like people wasn't ready for Monifah. But let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this? I just thought it was very interesting and wanted to talk about it. I'm not sure if any of you remember Barbara Mason. I'm probably telling my age here, but if you have not heard her song, Another Man Is Beating My Time, you need to listen to it on YouTube and go watch Monifah's video. I can tell, because they're both awesome songs. They're both awesome songs, but that video, Monifah did really well. She sung the hell out that song, and she told a story. And when she told that story, it played out in the video. Awesome. But the record company did not like that at all. So let me know in the comment section, what do you think about that? And I will talk to you guys later.